Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Honestly, I was thinking about it this summer. I was thinking through it, and for me, we built this program on NIL. We really did, and it's probably different than what you're thinking, though. We built this program in God's name, image, and likeness, and that's how I look at it. So, as things have changed, God has always been, the foundation of what I do. And we've been dealing with his name, image, and likeness for a long time. And I think as this new era has come forward, God just continues to bless us here at Clemson.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another rebuild video. This one is a little bit different and a little bit special. It's not a Madden rebuild. It is a college football 25 rebuild. And I haven't done many of these on the channel because I don't really feel like I'm that good at doing a rebuild on college football 25. If you go back to the past rebuilds that I've done, I think I did a Kansas rebuild and maybe like a UTEP rebuild. And I haven't done many college football 25 rebuilds because, let's just face it, I'm not that good at rebuilding a college football team. At least I don't think that I am. I'm much better at rebuilding an NFL team because I know the game a little bit more. I know the tricks and the trades to get the team to be as good as possible very quickly. So I'm a lot better at doing a Madden rebuild than I am a college football 25 rebuild. But I've been sitting on this idea since before the game came out. And I haven't been able to pull the trigger on it yet because like I said, I didn't really feel confident in doing a rebuild, but I really want to put this video out. I really want to do this idea. And so now I guess we're doing it. So back before, I don't even know when this clip happened. I played it at the beginning of the video, if I remember correctly with my editing. If I remember to do that in editing, I played the clip at the very beginning of the video of Dabo Swinney in one of his press conferences. I don't remember if it was before the season started or how long ago he had done this press conference. But basically in the press conference, he says that he has built this program, Clemson program, on God's name, image, and likeness. And he's been very vocal in the past years since NIL has become like the thing that it is. He's been very vocal in basically saying that the transfer portal is not something he's going to be using very much. And that's noble, but it's not going to help his program in the end because all of the best players are in the transfer portal. So if he's not going to use that, he's going to fall behind very quickly because all the other good teams, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, USC, everybody, name your program, Texas, name your program, they're going to use NIL, they're going to use the transfer portal to get the best players and be at the top. And Clemson's just going to, if they don't do that, if they don't step up to the times, they're going to just fall down because, yeah, they're getting good high school recruits, but those high school recruits are going to take more time to develop than a guy that's already ready to go out of the transfer portal. So basically, what this video is and what this challenge is I'm going to rebuild Clemson, even though technically they don't really need a rebuild, but I'm going to use Clemson because Dabo's the coach of Clemson. We're going to use Clemson in this college football 25 rebuild, and we're not going to use NIL/the transfer portal. We're going to be only recruiting from the high school prospects every single year until we win a championship. We're not going to be using transfer portal. We're not going to be using NIL stuff because Dabo's not a fan of that. So the whole point of God's NIL is to use recruits and the history of this program instead of going out and just shelling out money to bring in the top portal players. That's the challenge of it. Will we be able to get it done? I think we can because college football 25, Clemson sims fairly well, and especially when you get a couple years in and you got Christopher Vezina, who is a backup quarterback right now to Cade Klubnik, but in a couple of years when he becomes the starter, at least in my experience, he's always in the Heisman race. He's always winning Heismans. He's always Clemson's always doing well. So hopefully that'll just help us out in general as long as I can do my part and recruit the best talent possible to this program. Luckily, Clemson is already like a top program, so they're going to have a lot of good grades. That's going to help us out a lot. And a lot of 5 stars are going to want to come here. So we're already starting off pretty well, which is nice for me because I struggled at College Football 25 rebuilds, but we're going to see how this goes. Hope you guys are going to enjoy. If you do, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get into it. So like I said, I've been waiting to do this video for a long time, and now I finally am getting the opportunity to do it. I've had this idea forever, since before the game even came out, and as far as I know, nobody's ever done this specific type of challenge with God's NIL and Dabo in general. They might have, I just haven't seen it. But I've already gotten to the start of the season, week number 1. I've set up the recruiting board and gone through the weeks to get the points spread out and everything. Obviously, we're going to be going after a ton of 5 stars, but like mentioned in the intro, when the transfer portal opens in the offseason, we will not take part in it. We might like take a look at it, see who's in there every year, but I'm not going to get any player from the transfer portal in this video. It's going to be all high school freshmen or high school seniors, I guess, that'll be college freshmen. So that's where we're going to go. And I'm still trying to debate on how I want to format this video. Like, how much do I want to show you? I'm not going to go week by week, obviously. I'm probably going to format it like a Madden video, a Madden rebuild video I would do, where we simulate the end of the season. I will obviously bring you guys in if anything crazy happens, like we get any like top 5 stars or anything. But I want to kind of streamline these seasons because a college football season takes a little bit longer because you have to recruit every single week. So I'm going to be doing that individually, like off camera and stuff. But I'll bring you guys in for every single, or not every single, but a lot of important things. And then obviously at the end of each season, we can recap what we go over, what we did in the year. And obviously if we have any playoffs or anything like that, we can take care of. But let's go check out this roster and see what we're working with Clemson here. We already know that we got the top guys like Cade Klubnik. Will he go for the NFL draft after this season? I don't know, but this is the guy that I was talking about, Christopher Vizina or Vizina. I still don't know how to pronounce his name, but he is a freshman redshirt, and in my experience in different simulations in this game so far, he usually develops really, really well and is in the Heisman race almost every single year. So hopefully that works out for us and that happens. But knowing me, it's probably going to be the one time where he just has like a bust potential and he goes crazy bad. That's probably what's going to happen. But we've got Phil Maffa, who's a senior, and then we've got some running backs who are young behind him. We've got this guy, David Azumume. We've got David. He's got 92 speed, 95 excel, 88 agility, 88 change direction. He looks like he could be a good player. Does he have any dev traits that are good? He's got impact. What is it? What is his caps? Okay. So his quickness is not capped out. He can get max quickness, which is nice. His elusiveness is not maxed out. That's really awesome. He can get about as good a hands as you can have. His IQ can get better a little bit. He looks like he could be a good player. He's got impact. That could help a little bit. Maybe we need to fast track him to the second string running back and then maybe make him the starter next year. I don't know. Depends on how good of training results he gets. As for receivers, we've got young receivers at the top, which is always nice. Antonio Williams, Tyler Brown. We've got 2 freshmen right here who are pretty fast in TJ Moore and Adam Randall. We've also got Bryant Wesco Jr. We're looking good for wide receiver. And I'm also scouting some wide receivers as well. You can never have enough wide receivers. So we're looking pretty good there. Tight end, we've got Jake Brenningstool, who's going to be a great player only for a season, though. Maybe we turn some of those wide receivers into tight ends and make them stars that way. I don't know. Or maybe we develop one of the tight ends that are here. I mean, we got a lot of freshmen, so it's possible. Offensive line in general is very old, very elderly offensive line, so we're going after some guards that could replace those guys and fill out the depth. And then on the defensive line, we got TJ Parker. What kind of depth trait does he have? He's got star. What are his caps? He's uncapped at every single position. TJ Parker has the chance to be a 99 overall stud if he can develop. That is awesome. If we can keep him happy, which Pro Potential should be able to keep him happy, TJ Parker is going to be a freak in a couple of years. We've also got Peter Woods, who I like. He's an 89 overall, very solid player, also at a sophomore, so they're on the same timeline. That's nice to see. DeMonte Capehart is a senior. He's not the super high overall. We're going to have to develop some D tackles if we're going to want to produce in the future. Stefylan Green, fun fact, is actually transferred to my Golden Broncos in that series. So we have him here as well. We have a freshman outside linebacker who is a 50 overall in Drew Woodaz. That is not ideal, but he's got good speed. His just coverages are horrible. Middle linebacker Wade Wood. That must be his brother. There's no way there's two Woodazes on the same team that are not related. So he's so is this a Nepo hire? Is he a Nepo linebacker? I don't know. But we've got Wade, who is not as good, or not very good, but he's better than his brother. Then we got a freshman, Sammy Brown, who could end up being a stud. Does he have a good depth trait? He's got elite. Oh my God. Okay. He's a 5-star freshman. Oh, he's going to be a freak. He's uncapped. Ooh. Ooh. Freak. Absolute freak alert. Okay. Okay. Sammy Brown is going to play outside linebacker this season. There's no way I'm not letting him on the field. Barrett Carter, obviously stud senior, gonna go like first round in the draft probably. He's a freak. Then we got some good backups behind him. At corner, we've got Avion Terrell, who I think is related to AJ Terrell in some way. I don't know if he's a brother or a cousin or a nephew, or I don't know what he is, but he's got to be related to AJ Terrell somehow. Then he's only a sophomore. What kind of caps does he have? He's got star dev. Okay, he's capped it with his hands, but it's only the one cap. And then man coverage can be better, his power can be better, his run style. Okay, so he's going to be a pretty good player too. He's only a sophomore as well. So we've got a pretty young team, to be fair. Freshman Ashton Hampton's going to be good. He's 90 speed. We've got Shelton Lewis with 94, 95. Then we got Corey Gibson with 95 speed, 95 style. Oh, okay. This team's got some good young players. If you want to go and have a fun rebuild or have a fun season number 2, you take the team that you want to play as, and then you also take control of Clemson by going to the member screen and then adding a player. Like if you go new character, so let's say you want to take control of whatever team you want to. Let's say it's Notre Dame. Then you go to the member screen. You take control of Clemson. You tell all of those young players to transfer. You got a good team in the transfer portal then. So we're going to simulate this season. I'm going to go and do my recruiting every single week to keep making sure we have a good recruiting class. Like I said, I'll bring you guys back in if anything notable happens, like we get any big time 5 stars or anything like that. And then probably the next time we have like a sustained clip is when we get to the off season / playoffs. So let's get there. I'll see you guys when anything major happens. Okay, so I'm going to bring you guys back in for the first time because this isn't the first commitment we got. We got a 5-star a couple of weeks ago, but this guy right here, Earl Goldwire, is a 5-star running back. He's the #1 player in the entire class. So we were able to bring him in. We also get 5-star Clyde Marsh. So 2 more 5 stars have been acquired, which is 3 in total so far in the season. As you can see, we're 4-3 right now. We're not simulating very well in season number 1, but this is where this is where I've been doing most of my work, is in the recruiting, and we've got the #1 player in the entire country to come play for Clemson as a running back, which is awesome. And then 2 defensive ends who are going to hopefully help out a little bit, and then a guard, which we needed. But I've been doing some work in recruiting, trying to figure out which way we can make this class really good. I'm going to continue to work on this recruiting class. Hopefully we can make it a top 5 class. I don't know if we'll be able to. There might not be enough 5 stars and 4 stars left in the market to be able to do it, but I'll try. And then I'll see you guys probably at the end of season number 1. I only wanted to bring you guys in because we brought the #1 player in the class in, so I thought that'd be pretty fun. But yeah, I'll probably see you guys at the end of the first season. Okay, so we make it to conference championship week, and we are actually playing in the conference championship at 9-3 and 7-1 in the conference. We actually did pretty well. We finished second in the conference with only 1 loss. We were the only team in the conference that had 1 loss. We take on the #1 team in the nation, though, the Miami Hurricane, who we've gone up against in recruiting this year for a few players. We take them on. We're not going to play the game. We're going to simulate it. But I'm excited to see how this first season goes in the books. Conference championship week. What's it going to be? We get a 4-star tight end in John Gamez. I don't know. 3-star right guard. So we're adding to the class. We're filling out the class. We already have a bunch of 5 stars, but obviously we want to get some more 5 stars. And it looks like we have won the ACC title. So we upset the #1 team in the nation. I'll take that all day. That's huge. That sends us right into the playoffs. Jalen Miller will run the Heisman. I skipped through it on accident, but he won the Heisman. Um, that sends us right through to the CFP, right? We're in the playoffs now. Yeah, we're the number 3 seed by winning our conference. It's a Power Four conference. Of course, we're going to win it. Or, of course, we're going to be a bye week team. But we have early National Signing Day. What type of players did we get in terms of dev trade? Now, dev trades aren't the end all be all, but they do help. So, the number 1 player in the nation, my camera is covering it so you guys won't get spoiled. The number 1 player in the nation, Earl Goldwire, who's a running back, he has impact. Impact for, never mind. Star, I thought I was on a new player. Star for this corner that I can't pronounce his name. Faiteli Chiu? I don't know. He has star. Star for Taj Harper, quarterback. Elite dev for Fernando Sendejo, 5-star gem pass rusher. Impact for Clyde Marsh. Elite dev for Sateki Friend, who's another defensive end. Normal for the 4-star guard. Normal for Percy Davis. Star for Barry Latruss. Normal for Ramon Casper. Normal for John Games. Vince Stevens, who we didn't get, has elite. That's upsetting. Lawrence Starks, who we also didn't get, has star. Normal for Lee Crook and for Russell Gizzy. Tobias Byham has star. Didn't get him. Swoop has star. Didn't get him. Don't know about Sidney Nix or George Klutz. We're still working on some other guys, but that is everybody that we have officially on roster who we got and didn't get. So we're still going to come away with a solid class. I don't know if it's going to be top 5. Right now it's currently number 9. We have 7 5-stars. We have to fill out the class with some 4 stars and 3 stars to be able to get into the top 5. I'd love to have a top 5 class. We'll see what happens. We still have a chance for some big time 4 stars that we're going after. We'll see if we can put some points on them. We obviously can't do anything right now, but if we can get all these guys, then that would certainly help. We're not going to be able to use the transfer portal to boost our class artificially, so we're going to have to hopefully get those guys on campus that are freshmen, are going to be freshmen. And we will take on Oklahoma State in the Fiesta Bowl. Okay, so our first playoff matchup. And I guess we just go right into it. We simulate and see if we can move on or if we're bumped out in the first round of the CFP. That's 5,000 XP. That's a good sign to say that we won the matchup, the bowl game, and we get the fireworks and the confetti. That means we won. We are moving on to the semifinals to take on who? Barrett Carter had a sack in the game, 3 tackles for loss. Good game for him. Barrett Carter was National Player of the Week defensively. We will take on the Ohio State University in the Orange Bowl. A lot of history between these two teams in the college football playoffs, and we will take them on. This is not going to be easy. Not going to be easy at all. Before we jump into any crazy good stuff, we are going to take a look around the league and see, around the country, and see who won any awards. So Milroe took that home. We don't win Coach of the Year. Milroe dominated again. Jeffrey Bossa took home Best Defensive Player. Caleb Downs, Best Defensive Back. We're in the running for a lot of these, just not winning them. Ooh, Troy Stellato almost took away Best Receiver, but he couldn't get it. Not the Lombardi, not the Unitas Golden Arm, not the Best Defensive End. Did we get any awards? Well, it would have came up and showed us if we did, but no awards this year for Clemson in Season 1. That's a little upsetting. What about All-Americans? Do we have any All-Americans? No national first-teamers? Okay, we do. We have Barrett Carter as a national first-teamer. Second team, we have Troy Stellato and nobody else. Freshman All-Americans, we have Sammy Brown, who I'm excited about, and the kicker Nolan Hauser. What about All-ACC? First team is Klubnik, Stellato, Marcus Tate, and Blake Miller, along with Barrett Carter. Second team is Phil Maffa, and that is it. And then freshman ACC is Vic Burley, Stephylan Green, Sammy Brown, Ashton Hampton, and Nolan Hauser. So we do get some representation in the All-ACC, but not All-American nationally. That's all right. What about stats? I know that they're going to take into account the stats from the ACC Championship and the Oklahoma State game. I should have looked at it before we simulated the Oklahoma State game, or the ACC Championship, but it is what it is. 4,300 yards, 47 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for Cade Klubnik is crazy good. We had 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns from Maffa. 2 1,000-yard receivers is huge. Not even Antonio Williams. He got 905, but 20 no wonder Troy Stellato was in the running for receiver of the year. 20 touchdowns, 1,100 yards is crazy. Antonio Williams did good. Brennan still did okay. Defensively, we had Wade Woodaz, led the team in tackles. Tackle for last week was Barrett Carter and Capehart with 12. Peter Woods had 10. 15 and a half sacks for Barrett Carter. He's going to be missed, severely missed. Khalil Barnes led the team in sacks interceptions with 5. Terrell had 4. And both of these guys are sophomores, so they're coming back next year guaranteed. They're not a redshirt or anything, so that is a good sign. But we take on a massive opponent in the Buckeyes here in year 1. What's going to happen? Do we get a good simulation? That's 5,000 XP. That's a good sign. Did we beat the Buckeyes? Did we beat the Buckeyes? Yes, we did. There's the fireworks and the confetti. We are playing in the national championship game, ladies and gentlemen, in year number 1 of the rebuild. I'm glad this is going very well. We're going to bring in a top class, and we are playing against Ole Miss in the Natty. Against Ole Miss in the national championship. This is where the bracket has fallen so far. Ole Miss had to beat Oregon, and they had to beat Utah. They were the number 1 team in the bracket. We were number 3. Okay, well, we've already beaten the number 1 team before in Miami. I think we can do it again. I would assume we're going to jump in here, so let's do that. You might say that it's a miracle that we are even in the national championship game in the first place, but here we are. I don't have a great history of national championships on this channel. Last time I played in one, it was the Hawaii versus Penn State national championship, and we lost that. So let's maybe change that here as we jump in on a 3rd and 4 situation, trying to get some points on the board. Stellato, the second best receiver in football this past year in terms of numbers, and Cade Klubnik has an interception already. He threw 3 the entire year, and now he has 1 in the national title game? Come on. What are we doing, Cade? What are you doing, big dog? That's going to go to Brown. He's going to get a couple of yards. We're going to run some hurry up, try to catch them off guard, and then run the football with Maffa. Phil Maffa, hand off. Give me a block. Maffa cut it in. Maffa's still on his feet. Come on, Phil. He's rolling for the... That's not a first down. You're out of your freaking ever-loving goose head mind. How in the world did that not get a first down? But this one does. He's now down at the 1-yard line. Phil Maffa trying to get in. He's back on the other side of the field, or other side of Klubnik, to try to get this one in, and he will. Clemson on top. That's a good job. The defense needs to step up, and I think we have. It's a 3rd down. It's 7-3. I don't really like play action in this spot. We're going to try it anyway because I'm freaking insane. There's the snap. There's the throw. There's the catch. And there is the no yards. But we're going to not kick the field goal myself. It's 10-3. Ooh, Ole Miss had a huge play there to score. And they score another touchdown. They have now taken the lead. It is 17-10 in the late 3rd quarter action. This is a dangerous situation to be in here. This Ole Miss team is good. We can't forget that. There's a reason they're in this championship game in the first place. Does Cade have a speed? All right. I mean, he got hit pretty hard. He had decent speed there. 2nd and 5. He got more yards than I thought he would. Handoff is to Maffa. He fights his way to get to the 5. I thought I was going to have more room than that. It kind of closed quicker than I expected. 3rd and 2. Handoff to Maffa again. He won't get it. He will be denied. We are not going to stop. It's 4th and inches in the national championship game. We got to go for this. Maffa will get it. And not only that, but the touchdown as well. Good job, Phil. You fill me up, baby. And now we have the ball and the advantage. Come on, boys. Are they going to watch that? I'm in trouble. I made a mistake. We give the ball back to Ole Miss. They're going to punt it back to us, and this is the chance to win the football game. Here we go. We're not going to take anything crazy. They are pressing like insane animals. What are you doing? No safety over the top of Williams? Are you kidding me? Are you out of your goose head mind? Although they're going to cover it pretty well. Okay, but we're going to run hurry up so that they can't get into better position, hopefully. They're not going to press, so we'll switch back to the run. Phil Maffa, handoff. He's been great today. He gets a couple. Okay, Phil. It's all right. That'll be the 2-minute warning. Got to remember we have the shoe clock on to try to get into field goal range to win this football game. Send Williams deep and then probably throw this to Salado is the goal. Never mind. Got hit on a super fast edge rush. And this could be the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go for it. I'm not going to punt this football back. Are you kidding me? We're either winning the national title or we're losing the national title on this play. It's going to be Brenningstool, first down, Clemson. You played too soft. You played too soft. We're going to go deep. Send that, change that real quick. Snap it. Maffa. Intercepted! Ole Miss pick 6. Did I just throw the game away? I honestly didn't think he'd pick that off. Chris Paul Jr., of all people, is who picked that off. Wow. That's crazy. I didn't think he had a play on that, to be honest with you. I thought we'd get in front of it. And he snags it. Right out from underneath me. I feel violated. But it is an interception. That is a big throw from Cade Klubnik. It doesn't mean we've lost. It just means that now, unfortunately, we can't win the game on a touchdown. We have to tie it on a touchdown, which does suck. That's what I put myself into here. I might have that there. That ball's going to get over the top. It's Phil Maffa. He's been unbelievable today. 2 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdown. Ties this football game. Are we into overtime? No! Ole Miss wins it at the end. Jackson Dart is a national champion. They win it at the buzzer. Oh, that's brutal. Absolutely brutal. 31-24, they win it at the buzzer with a walk-off touchdown. We come up just short. But it is only year number 1. It is only year number 1. That pick 6 probably changed the entirety of that game. If I don't throw that pick 6, we might have a good shot at winning that national championship. All right. We lose our first national title of the video, but it is only year number 1. Maybe we can get back next year and win it there. I don't know. That'd be awesome. Jamal Anderson had 12 tackles in that game. And Phil Maffa was unbelievable. 3 touchdowns in total. 2 on the ground, 1 through the air. It is time for upgrading our coach. Obviously, upgrading the big dog, Dabo Swinney. And he needs some help in the recruiting. He's got everything else pretty good. And we get big game bonuses because he's a CEO. Additional XP for winning bowl games. Oh, that's why we're getting such big XP. Because he's got that as his booster. But I definitely want to get some recruiting up. So let's spend some points into recruiter. It's not much, but it is going to help out a little bit. Here we go. At such a high level, it's hard to level him up, really. It's hard to get a lot of skill points. Hopefully we don't get any transfers. Players leaving. We have Adam Randall wants to transfer for playing time, and Jarvis Green wants to transfer for playing style, but he has high chance to persuade, and he's going to come back. What about Adam Randall? Adam Randall is coming back as well, so we get both the transfers. Okay, so what's the damage? Wow, Cade Klubnik has decided to come back for his senior season. Okay. Running back, we lose Phil Maffa. We knew that was going to happen. He's projected to go to the draft, though. That's cool. What about wide receiver? Randall, we got back. Brenningstool, leaving for the draft. He's a senior. No left tackles. We have Marcus Tate leaving at left guard. He's a starter. No centers. 2 right guards leave. No wonder we needed to recruit right guards. No left ends. 3 defensive tackles are gone. All seniors. No right ends. No left outside linebackers. No middle linebackers. Barrett Carter, projected first-round pick. No corners. R.J. Mickens is a safety graduating, and then Venables is leaving. That's Brent Venables' kid, right? I think so. So actually, all in all, not as bad as it could have been. It could have been a lot worse. But I think playing in the national championship really helped us out, keep a lot of those guys around. So how many guys did we actually get drafted? We had 3 guys get drafted. Carter goes first round, Maffa goes 5th, and so does Brenningstool. I think those guys, he was projected 6th and then 7th for Brenningstool, but they go 5. I'll take that. That's pretty awesome. And now it's time for the transfer portal slash off-season recruiting. Obviously, we can't use the portal in this video, but let's just take a look at who's in there. Dylan Raiola is here. So is Alonzo Barnett. We know him from Hawaii. There's some big names in this, or at least a couple big names. Who are the biggest of names? This is all recommended. Never mind. Let's go to, okay, so here we go. Jeremiah Cooper is the biggest name in the recruiting class or in the portal. Jeremiah Smith. Why does he always transfer out? He is probably going to go to Miami because that's where he's from. I wish we could use the portal to grab him, but he's not even interested in us, so it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. But Jeremiah Smith is always in the transfer portal every single season, unless you're Ohio State and you keep him around. It's kind of crazy. Emory Jones is also here too, but we couldn't get him if we wanted to. And now I just wanted to take a look at it. We can't do anything with it anyway. We need to focus on these guys. We've got all of these guys. We're trying to get them. We have 1,350 hours to play with here, so we can go ham on some of these guys. And not even just ham. We can go turkey. We can go salami on some of these guys. We can get freaky with all these hours. Since we're not going for anybody in the portal, we can get crazy with some of these freshmen. Offer them Scallies, give them a little bit of 50 hours, get in their DMs a little bit, ask them if they like winning championships. We'll see what kind of damage we can do. 50 hours, 50 hours, 50 hours, plus the 60. All right, so that's all of the guys that we already had on the board with all their hours and everything like that. We can go ahead and schedule visits, and I think week 2 is probably for the best. So let's just go down the board and offer week 2 visits for everybody. Let's just do that. We can do, I don't think week 1 does much. So we'll get Max Cleveland on a week 3 because he's a 3-star. We don't really care as much about him, even though we want him. But we want to prioritize the 4 stars to help out the good old, that's not, I clicked the wrong button. To help out the recruiting class in general. So no more week 2 visits. We got to go to week 3 now. I just don't think week 1 does much. And these guys, okay, we can offer these guys. Let's do a week 4 for John Okoye. He can do program tradition. I hope that me clicking the wrong button on accident doesn't affect that guy's commitment. I didn't mean to press that button. And we'll get a week 3 for Reggie Carmen because he is a 4-star. All right. Week 2, I've heard, does pretty well. So we'll see if that works. But everybody else, what do we got? What do we got? We got to be careful that we're not getting transfers. We got to make sure that they're high school. So we got to go here and make sure that we're getting high school players to commit to the class and not getting any transfer guys. So we already are, I think all the 5 stars are done. 4 stars we're looking good on. We've got a lot of them on our board already, the ones that still have availability. How far down can we go? Are we only subjected to 3 stars now at this point? Is that where we're at? That might be where we are at because it looks like all the 4 stars have been gobbled up by other programs or locked us out. Oh, there's one. Oh, that's a quarterback. I already looked at him. He was not very good. So let's keep moving. Keep shaking. Keep grooving. Man, all the 4 stars are gone. All the 4 stars are gone. We'll have to go 3 stars. We got a Shoemaker. We don't need another wide receiver, I don't think. We have a freshman kicker. We're good there. We don't need another tight end. I've already recruited at least a couple. Free safety we can take a look at. We don't necessarily need a free safety. Right tackle we could always use. Free safety, quarterback, another free safety, another athlete. A lot of positions that we just don't need. Fullback. I don't think we need a fullback. Wide receiver, tight end, punter. Do we need a punter? I don't even know. I'll put him on the board just in case. It doesn't say we need, so actually, you know what? It doesn't say we need, so we won't go after him. Athlete, we'll put him on the board. Fullback, another athlete. He's a scrambling quarterback. Defensive end, safety, corner. Can always use a corner. Okay, we'll put those guys on the board. Those will be the last guys that we'll go after. We have enough hours to maybe get through scouting a few guys. but we probably should just go straight to offering scholarships. Let's just offer scholarships. Who cares if they're bad? We'll cut them in a future year if we need to. All these guys are high school. This guy's a JUCO sophomore. I'm not really interested in that, so we'll take him off the board. I didn't realize that. And we'll offer you a scholarship. And we actually have enough hours to probably get through scouting a couple guys, and maybe even have enough hours to put a little cheeky points on them. Some of these guys are busts, which is not surprising. There's a reason they're still available to recruit this late into the cycle. Okay, all these guys are pretty cheeks, but we have the hours, so we will go after them. We will go after them. We certainly need some more tackles, that's for sure. McCutcheon will put some hours on. Josh Samuel will put hours on. And then Deontay Byard will put some hours on. Okay, that is where we will end the first week. We used 1,350 hours right there. It's kind of crazy. Week number 2 is where all the good stuff will happen because that's where we got all the visits scheduled. We get Earl Mount. That's nice. That's a nice little updated recruit. How many more hours do we have freed up? We have 585 hours freed up, which we can add it to Kona Span now. We can toss on to him. We can't get any visits scheduled except for this dude, so we'll go week 3 for him. Get him on campus. Can't do anything there. Can't do anything there. We can get Taekwon Galladay, even though that does not look like a Taekwon. But who am I to judge? Program tradition. And at this point, we probably don't need the hours anymore. We're going to start running out of space to visit. We'll get Beauplan on campus. Anybody else need a visit? Nope. Everybody else is either not available to visit or has already visited. So this is it. We don't need those points. We are jumping up. If we can get these guys, we can get a top 5 class right here. Let's advance to week 2. This is where we should see the majority of our guys commit after week 2. We get Max Cleveland. That's the only guy. That's not a good sign. You can't tell me that we didn't get more than just him. I was building that up like it was going to be a big recruit or a big signing thing. We get locked out of a few guys. Did we only get one guy? We seriously only got one guy out of all the guys we've been going after? Oh, that's not good. Frederick Montgomery is risking not coming here. We don't need a quarterback, but he looked pretty good, so I want to go after him. I want to hog all the talent. We'll do that. Josh Zuma. I mean, he's a 4-star, which certainly helps the class. Oops, that's the wrong thing. We definitely want to prioritize these 4 stars. That's for sure. Gotta prioritize the 4 stars. Make sure they commit to the school. We know what his is going to be. So we'll soft sell and do, if I could find it. There it is. We'll do that and that. Kevin Beauplan, we'll change his because we kind of know what his is going to be. Hard sell. It's going to be not that one. It's probably going to be this one, so we'll go with that one. Another 4-star Taekwon Galladay. We'll take off of that. We can hard sell you. What are you going to like? Not that one, hopefully. Hopefully not that one. Probably going to be this one, Football Influencer. So we'll go there. That's another 4-star possibility. We'll go after you because you're another 4-star. So we'll hard sell. It's going to be probably that one. I hope not, though. Is there another one? It's probably going to be that one. I hope it is. We'll bank on that. There's another 4-star in Carmen, so we will send the house. Get rid of that. We'll hard sell. All we have to do is basically be in front for these guys, and then they will most likely commit. So all we really have to do is be the first guy on their board, and we should be able to get all of them, which we are on most of these guys. So if we can just stay ahead of everybody, we should be able to get them. And that would certainly help our recruiting class. Here we go. Simulating week 3. We got more visits scheduled. We get Frederick Montgomery. That's big. We get Beauplan. That's big. Another quarterback commit. 2 quarterbacks right there. Okay. But like I said, as long as we are in the lead for all these guys, they should just commit to the school. Beauplan, we'll move him up. Azuma, we might not get. The same thing with Okoye, and same thing with Reggie Carmen. I don't think I can do anything else to Reggie Carmen. We already did that and it worked, but I just don't think we can do anything else. But everybody else we're looking good on. We currently sit with a number 4 class. We are top 5. We are top 5 in the country. That's huge. And if we add even a few extra 3 stars, we should solidify ourselves as a top 5 class. Let's simulate the final week of recruiting. What's the final class going to look like? We get a Mecha Bada. We get another 4-star. That's 2 4-stars. A 3-star. Okay. We didn't get Reggie Carmen. We kind of knew we weren't going to get him. I'm not super upset about that. The final class appears to be the number 1 class in the nation. We steal it from Georgia with those extra commitments. 7 5-stars, 8 4-stars, 8 3-stars. We are the number 1 class in the country. Talk about goated on the sticks. We didn't get those 2 guys. We knew that wasn't going to happen. We didn't get Carmen. Not a surprise. Okay, so let's go through the guys that we don't know what their dev traits are going to be and find out. We know about all these guys. Earl Mount has impact. Max Cleveland has star, big 3-star pickup. Star for Frederick Montgomery, normal for Beauplan, normal for Bada, and Schomer, whatever his name is, and Galladay, and Polwekic. Impact for Moron Cola, and then normal for Kona Span. So we got a few elites in the class, few stars, but the dev traits are not the end-all, be-all of a recruit. It's really based on their caps, on their attributes, or on their ratings. So Cade Klubnik comes back for another season. Vizina will start in year 3 if we make it that far. If we win a championship, who knows? How many athletes do we have on campus? We have 4 athletes. None of them are amazingly talented, but what are they good at right now? So Kona Span is a D tackle. Good to know. We've got Mike Powlek is a fullback or a tight end. He's 6'5", 242. He's also a good defensive end. How fast is he? He's 82 speed, 84 excel. I don't really want that at tight end. That could be a good defensive guy. We did recruit him to technically be a tight end. What kind of defensive stats does he have? He's got 79 jumping. He's not a good blocking tight end. But he's got 86 tackles, 77 power. He's not a rusher. He's more of a zone corner or a zone linebacker. If we're gonna make him a linebacker, he's more of a zone guy. Or maybe but he's not a real pass rushing type. So I think we might make him an outside linebacker for right now. See what happens there. He's got decent speed. Then we've got Carl Schomer, whatever his name is. He's a speed rusher. Okay, we'll pair him alongside. Well, but he's only 5'9". Okay, I didn't realize he was so small. A 5'9" linebacker I don't like. I might have to make him a running back. We're going to make him a running back. I don't like a 5'9" linebacker, even if he's an outside linebacker. And then we got Kevin Beauplan, who I think is a quarterback. Yeah, he's projected to be a quarterback or a running back. We have 10 wide receivers. 6'4", 216. He's a big dude. We'll keep him at quarterback for now. I don't really have a plan for him. We got a lot of quarterbacks. Frederick Montgomery was a late addition to the class. He's a 75 overall, along with Taj Harper, who was one of our first guys we brought in. He is a 78. So we've got some good quarterbacks to back up Vizina whenever he's done, and Cade Klubnik will be next. So the future quarterback's pretty fine. And then at running back, we've got the number 1 running back in the country, or number 1 player in the country. He's going to start right away, unless one of these guys passes him in the training. I really hope this dude passes him. Okay, we will move on to, that's all the position change. I don't think I need to change any position. Oh, wait, actually, maybe I should change one of our receivers to a tight end. Maybe that would work. That'd be cool. So let's take a look at receiver. We've got a lot of receivers. Does anybody need to be a tight end? What's tight end look like? We've got some okay tight ends, but we could use somebody that's like a stud. Who's a super tall guy that's not going to play? Kind of like a Ronan Hannafin. He's a sophomore redshirt. He's 6'3", 215 with 89 speed. He's an option. There's Adam Randall, who we told not to transfer. He's back. What about now? Bryant Resco is probably not a tight end. He's 6'2". TJ Moore's probably not a tight end, even though that could be pretty fun. I think Ronan Hannafin is our best chance to turn to a tight end. Yeah, he's a 74 tight end. So we'll swap him to tight end, and he probably starts. Yeah, he's the number one tight end in the class, or on the team now. With 89 speed, that's going to be killer. All right, perfect. We're probably going to have to do some cutting, though. We're going to probably have to tell some people to kick rocks as we move to season number 2. We get a big level up, another big level up. Training results show me some good stuff for some of our players here. Klubnik, Blake Miller does good. Ooh, Peter Woods jumped up good. TJ Parker's up good. Where is that, the one linebacker? How good did he jump up to? He's an 85. Oh, I didn't even see him here because he's so good. He's a natural freak. It's just, oh, wow. Wood has jumped from a 50 overall to a 73. Okay, I can handle that. That's pretty awesome. That dude's a freak, though. That middle linebacker, Sammy Brown, absolute stud. What about the sophomore guy? TJ Parker's a 90. He's going to be a freak. Running back, David only jumped up to a 76. That's okay. Jarvis Green's an 84 overall. Okay. He's still a fresh red, sir. He's got plenty of time. He's got plenty of time. We got some good dev traits, or we got some good boosts in training. So we're looking pretty good there. We do have to be careful of transfers, though. We have encouraged transfers here. Are we going to need to cut anybody? Yeah, we need to cut a lot of people, actually. So let's start with quarterback. Trent Pierman, you're just not going to play. You're not very good. Sorry about it, big dog. Running back, probably keep everybody here. Wide receiver, Noble Johnson will stay because he's got decent speed, but Parker Fulgham probably gets cut. 86 speed just doesn't play for me. Sorry, big dog. Cole Turner, you're a junior. Do we keep you around? Maybe. You're gone. You're a senior, but you're gone. You're gone. You're not very good. The rest of these guys can play a little bit. Josh Sapp I'll keep around, even though he's got 74 speed. Left tackle we'll keep. We need the depth at the offensive line positions, but we probably don't need any of... Well, we need these guys. D tackle's probably where we need to cut. Champ Thompson. Heaven Brown Schuler. I've never seen a guy named Heaven like that. That's weird. Spelled weird, at least. It's like Devin, but with an H. I kind of want to keep him just because of that. And he's probably the only guy that... I might cut Champ Thompson. 72 overall, not great. We got guys that potentially could be better, so we'll cut Champ Thompson. Right end. AJ Hoffler. All these guys probably need to stay around. Middle linebacker. All these guys are great. CJ Kuba Taylor. He's got 92 speed. I can't cut that. Okay, we got to cut some corners. It's funny. Some of these guys got to get cut. Ashton Hampton, 91 speed. He's good enough to keep around. Obviously, Shelton Lewis is staying. Not cutting Corey and Gibson, that's for sure. I can't cut the speed. This is crazy good speed. I guess it's going to have to come down to who can't cover. Who's not going to be able to cover? Where's their coverage at? Here's zone coverage. So Miles Oliver has 69 zone coverage, but he's a man-to-man guy. Where's his man coverage at? Did I pass it? His man coverage, where is it at? Man coverage. Where are you at? I passed it. Here it is. He's got 88 man. 77 zone for, or 77 man for Jaden Lucas. Oh, I can't cut any of these guys. All these guys have solid coverage stats, but the ones that don't have the solid coverage stats are very fast. I can't cut speed. What about free safety? Maybe I can get away with cutting some free safeties. We need to cut a few guys. All right, so we got this guy who's staying around because he's a recruit or a freshman. I gotta get a little tough here. We're gonna have to cut you. We're gonna have to cut Rob Billings probably. Yeah, Rob Billings is getting cut. Sorry, big dog. Strong safeties. We're gonna have to cut Kylan Webb. I don't want to cut any of these guys, but it's just what has to happen. Kylan Griffin, 82 overall, 89 speed. I don't want to cut you. I don't want to cut you either, but we might have to. Sherrod Coville Jr. You're the lowest on the totem pole. You're a 77. You're probably never going to play, so you're going to get cut. Kicker, we have 2 kickers, and we do have a punter. Okay, I thought for a second we didn't have a punter, but we have this dude, and we have this dude. We don't need to carry 2 punters, especially when one's older, so you're going to get cut. We have to cut 2 more 2 more players. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? It probably needs to be Keith Adams, if I'm being honest. Keith Adams gone. Bye-bye. One more player. One more person gotta get cut. Who it gonna be? Is it Cole Turner? It could be Noble Johnson because he's such a low overall at 73 and already a sophomore. Yeah, he's such a low overall. He could jump, but it's not going to be with us. So now we've got the whole team ready to go. That was a hard decision. Custom conferences. I'm not going to make any changes here. We're just going to keep everything the same. We've got upgrade coach skills. I guess we could put some more hours into or more points into recruiting. Make sure we have the best chance possible to get everybody. And then we moved to season number 2. I thought it was going to be over after one season with the championship. We made the national title game, but we end up losing to Ole Miss. Maybe that'll change this year. Who knows? But it is time to set up a recruiting class for season number 2. We have 100 or 1,125 hours to work with here. If we go by any state, the number 1 player in the country is interested in us. That's always good. I don't think we need to go after a running back this year. I don't need a quarterback, but if he's good, we'll look at him. We'll look at you. We'll look at not a quarterback. No, maybe. Look at a couple of these guys. Look at some wide receivers, some defensive ends, some D tackles. Probably don't need a running back. We're pretty solid at running back. This guy's 6'8". Should have joined the NBA. Wide receiver. I'll look at another quarterback, I guess. I don't really want to, but I will. I'll look at him. If we're number 1 on his board, I'll look at him. Because he's a running back that we're number 1 on, might as well take a chance. It looks like we're going to need outside linebacker, so we'll scout that. What about interest? So, if we go by interest, we've got a couple guys we're already number 1 on. I'll add a middle linebacker. I don't really need to add another wide receiver. We can always add another strong safety if we absolutely have to. I don't want to bring in like too many players this year, so maybe we just stop it at 23, and then I'll go through and add all this stuff. I'll do it all off camera, and then I'll see you guys probably at the next like important thing that happens, because really there's nothing else to do except for just do the recruiting, simulate the weeks, and do all that kind of stuff. So I guess I'll just see you guys when I see you, when something important happens. Okay, so I wanted to bring you guys back in. We've brought in some more 5-stars, and not just any 5-star. I think I found a freak quarterback prospect, and it's this guy right here, Mitch James. I was waiting for him to commit to bring you guys back in. We can go over the rest of the class that we brought in so far as well as we're here, but currently we stand 5-0, by the way, so just point that out there, number 2 team in the country. But I wanted to bring you guys back in for this prospect. These are the players we brought in so far. We brought in, again, for the second straight year, the number 1 player in the entire country. It is Rayshon Carew, who is an outside linebacker, which is a position that we needed. But we brought in 3 5-stars so far, plus the other guys that we will get. Oh, that could have been his brother right there. I didn't even pay attention to that. Chestnut didn't get, Eifert didn't get, but I want to talk to you guys about Mitch James, because I think he could be the best prospect I've ever seen, at least in terms of quarterback prospects. So let's talk about him. So his overall skills, he has 94 throw power, which is already really, really good. 87 short accuracy, 83 medium accuracy, 81 throw on the run. His ball carrying vision is 84. He's got 94 speed and 93 excel. I don't know if I've ever seen a quarterback prospect in the modern college football 25 since that original patch that they got rid of, like the speed cap for quarterbacks or whatever. I don't know if I've ever seen a quarterback with the throw power, speed, acceleration, accuracy, combination of all that attributes on one singular player as good as Mitch James. And the fact that we got him makes me super happy. He's 6'1", 216. He's got Silver Option King. He's got a bunch of different abilities. I'm just really hoping that dev trait and his skill caps are really, really good because he could be a absolute freak of nature, and I'm happy he's on the team. But currently, we stand with 4 5 stars in the program and 1 4 star. That leaves us with probably not a very high class because we don't have very many players. It leaves us number 16 in the country, 4 5 stars, 1 4 star. We're still looking for other people. I'm still got a bunch of different feelers out there for some extra 5 stars. We could bring in a few extra ones. We're still battling for them, obviously. I'm still going to keep filling out the board and everything like I have been, but I just wanted to bring you guys back in because I needed you to see that prospect and how crazy good he was. He might be one of the best prospects I've ever scouted myself and found. So I'm super excited about that. But now I'm going to simulate the rest of the season, and I'll catch you guys at ACC Championship. We've made it to the ACC Championship. We are playing in it once again. Luckily, this time in year number 2, we are undefeated in the number 1 team in the nation. So it seems like whatever we're doing is doing good stuff. If we take a look at the Heisman finalists, do we have anybody that's competing for it? We do. Cade Klubnik, as a senior, has a chance to win it and most likely will. Troy Stellato also has a chance at winning the Heisman, but he's not going to. But at least he's in the running. He gets an invite to New York. This is what the CFP bracket looks like as of right now. We have the number 1 seed. We are the only undefeated team left in college football, it looks like. That's pretty awesome. Hopefully we can get the job done in the ACC Championship. And like what I was supposed to do last year but didn't do, let's take a look at the regular season stats instead of stats that are combined from regular season and post. So 3,900 yards, 40 touchdowns to 2 interceptions with a 74% completion percentage for Cade Klubnik. That's very, very good. Rushing, no 1,000-yard receiver, but Jarvis Green did an okay job. Tyler Brown, surprisingly, he was the one who is not in the running for the Heisman. It's Troy Stellato. I don't know how Stellato is in the running for the Heisman. He's got 855 yards and 14 touchdowns. How would you not put Tyler Brown, who's got 1,200 yards and also has the same amount of touchdowns? It's not like they have that much different touchdowns. They got the same amount. So the Heisman decision-making in this game is very strange. But whatever. Sammy Brown, we knew he was going to be a menace. He's going to be like a 92, 93 next season. He's going to be an absolute stud. Tackle for loss leader is TJ Parker. I hope he doesn't leave for the draft. I'm going to be very sad if he does. 10 sacks for TJ as well. Stefan Green had a lot. Very good numbers. And Terrell had 5 interceptions. He led the team. Good numbers from the boys, from the good guys. And we will simulate the ACC Championship. We won it last year. Can we win it again this year and go to the college football playoffs and have a good time? We are looking good on a few guys. And what's happening here? Do we get fireworks? We do. ACC champions for the 2nd year in a row in the Gods NIL rebuild. And we won Coach of the Year this year. Good old Debo. Good old Dabo Swinney wins the Coach of the Year. We also win the Broyles Award. And Cade Klubnik does, in fact, win Player of the Year, and I'm assuming Heisman right here. There it is. Heisman Trophy, 4,200 yards, 44 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. This Clemson playbook does not allow for a lot of interceptions. That is for sure. He also wins the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm. He also wins Best Quarterback. He's tallying up these awards. He might be the number 1 overall pick this year. Avian Terrell wins Best DB. As you would expect with 5 interceptions, he did pretty good. TJ Parker is the Lombardi Award. See, now we're getting all the awards. Last year, we didn't get many awards. This year, all the awards are finally coming around. We can take a look quickly at All-Americans. We got National All-American first team for Klubnik because he won the Heisman. Second team, we get Peter Woods. And then freshman, we get Darian Mayo. What about ACC? Klubnik, Jarvis Green, Troy Stellato, Tyler Brown, Woods, Sammy Brown. Second team is, Alonzo Barnett transferred to NC State, who we just played in the ACC Championship and beat them. Tristan Lay, Blake Miller, TJ Parker, Vic Burley, Stefan Green, Woodaz, and then freshman ACC, we got Mayo and Joe Wilkinson. Okay, perfect. So those are all your All-Americans. We can take a look quickly at signing day. Take a look at our recruits and see what their ratings are, their development traits are. Impact for the number 1 player in the nation, Rayshawn Carew. We have impact for Santiago Ricci. Star for Mitch James. I was really hoping to be elite, but star is very good. I'll take star. It just really depends on what his skill caps are. Star for Odigizua. We've got star for Ty Madu. Impact for James Riggs, normal for Hurd, impact for Malden, star for Brett Fox, normal for Garnett, excuse me, star for Nielsen, normal for Lester Wiggins and Chad Watts and Adams, impact for Maggio and Carlisle. We didn't get Joshua Rhodes, he locked us out. Virgil has elite, 4-star Johnny Virgil has elite dev. And Amani Benogu has elite dev, but we didn't get him. I was trying my best to go after him. He just didn't want to commit to the program. That's okay. And we don't know about Notori Jackson. Maybe he's got elite dev as well. Who knows? But we got a few guys with elite, a lot of guys with star, a lot of guys with impact, a solid class. Right now, it stands as the number 8 class in the country, but it could very well be top 5 at the end of the season, depending on what we do in the final offseason stuff with like freshmen that might not have committed anywhere yet, or high school seniors who might not have committed anywhere yet. We get a little bit of XP. We are in danger of losing some guys to transfer because of playing style, unfortunately. And we take on Alabama. What a matchup in the first round. Or I guess the second round, but our first round. That is not the matchup I was hoping for. Well, I mean, there's nothing else really to do except for to simulate. We were in the national championship game last year. Can we do it again? That's only 800 XP. That's not a good sign. I think we might have lost our first game of the year. Yeah, we're not getting any fireworks. Yep, we lost. Wow. We lose to Alabama in our first round. That's upsetting. We played in the national championship in year 1. We lost it to Ole Miss. And now it's going to be, what did that say? Michigan versus Tulane? Michigan versus Tulane for the national title. Who in the world did Tulane beat? Did they beat Alabama? Tulane beat Penn State. They not only were they a bye team, they were number 4. They beat Penn State. They beat Alabama, and now they're going to play Michigan. Is this the Cinderella run that we're looking for? God, I hope so, because I cannot stomach another Michigan national championship. That's for sure. Who's going to be the victor of this championship? Ah, great. We move on. End of the season recap. Year number 3, can we win a championship in year number 3? I hope so. I thought we were going to do it this year with being undefeated, but I guess not. I guess not. Okay, so we've got a lot of people leaving places. We've got a couple guys going to the first round. Peter Woods, he's going to be a first round pick, but he's coming back. That's big. Okay. Antonio Williams, you're going to come back. He's going to come back. Then we've got to bring a lot of these guys back that want to transfer. We bring back Jarvis Green. Caden Story is not coming back. Caden Story will transfer. What about Kylan Griffin? Kylan Griffin, even with a high persuasion chance, will transfer. What about Barry Latruse? He will transfer as well. So we brought Barry Latruse in last year in the first recruiting class, but he is gone. Okay. Very, very interesting. So Klubnik is going to be probably the number 1 overall pick in the draft. Then we keep Jarvis Green. We lose out on Adam Randall and Troy Stellato. I'm going to miss Troy Stellato. He was huge these 2 years. But we keep Antonio Williams. No tight ends. Tristan Lay Lehigh? I don't know. He's graduating. So is Pennington. So is Ryan Linthicum. That sounds like if Mike Tyson was trying to say Tim Lincecum. Then we got right tackle Blake Miller. He's going to the draft. We got 2 defensive ends that aren't super important, but they're both leaving. Caden Story, Peter Woods we brought back somehow. Wade Woodaz will graduate. Jaden Lucas will leave as a senior. Barry Latrus is unfortunately graduating. Okay, so it was worse than last year, but not the end of the world. We do get to see now. Oh, we got Notori Jackson. He's a 4-star, so that'll bump up the recruiting class even better. We do now get to see Christopher Venezia, or Vizina, whatever his name is. We now get to see him as the starter. Or maybe it's going to be Mitch James. I don't know. So Klubnik does go round 1. Blake Miller goes 2. Tristan goes 5. And then Wade Woodaz goes in the 6th round. So we get a few recruits that get drafted. A few people that get drafted. Who's in the portal this year? Obviously, we can't do anything with the portal, but we have some big names. Mazio Bennett is in the transfer portal. Some other guys that a lot of South Carolina people are in the transfer portal. Very, very funny that they're all leaving. All right, let's get to our class. So what did Notori Jackson have as his depth trait? He's got We can't. We have to wait till. Oh my god. We have to wait. Whatever. We have 1,500 hours we can play with here. 1,500 hours. We need to make sure that we're not going after anybody that is a portal player. And we've already got a lot of these guys pretty much already locked down. There is a 5-star quarterback that has not committed anywhere. A 5-star would definitely help this class, but we don't necessarily need a 5-star. Ben Cox will go after. He's another running back. We can always cut these guys if we need to in a few years. But adding 5-stars and 4-stars this late is always something we are looking to do, especially when we can't do portal stuff. So if we can add running backs, these running backs might not even be that good. But I mean, I've got all these hours for nothing. I got all these hours for nothing. And I'm not really looking for that big of a class. Since we brought in a huge class last year and we had to cut a ton of people, I'm not really looking to bring in that big of a class. If I go to the top classes right now, we have the number 7 class in the country. So if I'm able to bring in this 5-star, even if he is a quarterback, it's going to be pretty tricky. But if I'm able to bring him in, then he's got platinum extended right out the gates. He doesn't look bad, actually. He looked pretty good. Obviously, he's a 5-star. But if I'm able to bring him in, that would be that would bump us up basically into the top 5. This running back looks pretty good, 93 speed. I'm excited about that. Get him on a week 2 visit. And then Kentrell Roper, also a running back. We'll get him in on a visit probably. I mean, he's not amazing. Let's get him on athletic facilities, I guess. Did I schedule a visit here? Oh, I didn't. I canceled it out. I know. You know what? We'll wait until we actually know a little bit what he likes. I schedule Roper. He doesn't really matter that much. Clyde Stein would be a huge get. That is for sure. He would be a huge get. So I'm assuming all the 4-stars are gone, right? All the 4-stars are not taken, or are all the 4-stars are taken? I guess I should say. There's a lot of signed. There's a lot of guys in the top. Yeah, I think all the 4-stars are pretty much gone. So 3-stars would have to be where we finish out our class if we want to. There's a 6-4 scrambler. We don't need any quarterbacks. It says we need wide receiver. I'm not 100% sure how many receivers we actually need. I don't want to go too crazy on receivers. There's another kicker. Another corner. Wouldn't be opposed to bringing another corner, I guess. We got all these hours. Especially if he's good. That receiver has 88 speed. I'm not really fond of receivers with 88 speed. This is a JUCO sophomore. Not interested in a JUCO sophomore. What about Hugh York? He's got 91 speed. He's a bust. Robbie Peters. Okay, not amazing. None of these guys are going to be absolute. This guy's a JUCO junior. Never mind. I didn't even notice that. So it looks like we're just going to be bringing in a bunch of wide receivers, I guess. That looks like it's going to be what happens. But anything to get up the recruiting class. Anything to get up that recruiting class number. 88 speed. This guy had decent speed, right? Yeah, 90 speed, 95 excel. He can play. He can definitely get some. What about Hugh York? He had 89 jumping, 91 speed. He looks okay. Not anything crazy. I think I might take a Money Vic off. So we got a couple extra guys here. These guys would certainly push us in the top 5. So that might be all that I go after. If we're able to get those guys, of course. That 5-star would really help. That 5-star would really help. So we'll see if we can get him. We are number 8 on his board. So we got a long way to climb. We got a long way to climb to grab that guy, but we got to do the dirty work here. So Peters commits to West Virginia, Cox commits to Utah, so we lose out on those guys. But we are in the running for a couple extra. We're going to have to go a little crazy on these guys. Get a week 3 for him. Get a week 3 for him, and he likes program tradition. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it on Roper. That might be a little bit too much. A little bit too much to handle here. Can we make up ground on Clyde Stein? Maybe. I don't want to commit to a set hard sell until we know what he likes a little bit more. We only know one thing about him, so we might have to. This might come down to the wire on that. It might come down to the wire. We make it to week 3 of recruiting. How are we doing? So, okay, so we are getting a little bit closer on Clyde Stein, and we know exactly what he likes. Perfect. Now we can start to hard sell him. Actually, never mind. We can't start to hard sell him because we haven't done enough information. So I guess we have to wait another week. This one's definitely going to be down to the wire. If we have to wait another week, definitely down to the wire. Can we change the mind of Kenshaw Roper? It's going to be difficult. I'm willing to commit to the hard sell on him, though. Hopefully it is... What's he going to like? It's probably going to be something that we don't have very good stats in or something that he doesn't care about. It's probably this one, or at least I hope it's this one. So we'll go with that. We'll go with that. What about Tyrone Hester? We can start to hard sell him, hopefully. Yes, we can. And he's going to like this one, Football Influencer. So hopefully that helps out. And then we can basically hard sell on Hugh York as well. He's going to like maybe that one. Probably not. Most likely it's going to be... Maybe it is that one. It's not going to be that one. Hopefully not. It's probably actually this one. I didn't think it was going to be this one, but it's probably going to be that one. So, oops. Did I click the right button? What happened here? Oh, no. Did I glitch it out? What's going on? I accidentally hit the wrong button. I hit R1 and it moved to scouting, and now it says I can't remove the hard sell. Can I just click it again? Okay, maybe I didn't lose it. Okay. Whew. I thought I glitched it out for a second. I thought that I glitched it out a second and lost it. We currently sit with a top 10 class number 8, but if we bring in that extra 5-star, that will push us super. I mean, look how close these points are. We're probably not going to get number 1 because there's 25 4-stars in the Georgia class. That just seems excessive. But look how these are all 239. So a 5-star would certainly push us into the top 5. Hopefully we get that 5-star, but we still got a long way to go on him. We got to climb all the way up, and we still can't even hard sell him. This is probably going to be the week we're going to have to hard sell him, and then we're going to have to wait and see if he actually does commit. So I don't know if we're going to get any of these guys, actually. We might have came a little bit too late into the battle here. I mean, it's tough in these streets. We made it just barely before getting locked out. I guess we can do a week 4 visit. Is that going to really even do anything? I don't know. I'm going to try my best, though. We know how to hard sell him. We can sell him on... Which one? This one? Yep, Sunday bound. Oh, man. I don't know, man. It's going to be pretty tough. All we have to do is be in the lead, but I don't know if even being in the lead is going to do anything for that. We might not get any of these guys, but this is our final week, so we're either going to have a top 5 class or a top 10 class. Let's find out. Here we go. Who are we getting? We got Tyrone Hester. That's it that they showed me. I don't see the quarterback on here. So that means we didn't get him? I don't know what that means. National Signing Day. Did we get the 5-star quarterback? No, he chose Kentucky. We actually only made it to number 4 on his board. He chose Kentucky. So where does that leave the class? We only got 1 3-star out of all the guys I was going after. That leaves us with a 5. We actually were able to grab a top 5 class. It was at number 5, but we were actually able to grab a top 5 class. We probably went after too many 3-stars, to be fair. But that's back-to-back top 5 classes. That is a huge W. And now we can finally see what the dev traits are for those final guys. So Notori Jackson has normal and Hester has normal. We know everybody else. So the 2 guys that we brought in the offseason, well, the one guy we got at the very end, he had normal and the other guy had normal. Not a great one, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so we brought in 3 athletes this year. I mean, this dude's a freak. He's an absolute freak. And he's such a... Oh, this is Lester Wiggins. Oh, I thought that was Mitch James for a second. I was clicking on Mitch James. I don't know why it didn't give me him. Here's Mitch James. Okay, he's a running back at 81 overall. He's also quarterback at 76. I mean, talk about a freak of nature. Now, he's not going to start at quarterback because we've got Christopher Vizina and we have Taj Harper and we have Frederick Montgomery. So it's not like we are going to have him start at quarterback. But at running back, being an 81, he becomes the second highest overall uh, running back on the roster before obviously training and stuff. So I might give him that. He's such a freak. I've never seen anybody like it. He also, speaking of being a freak, he can also play pass rusher. He's also a defensive guy. I mean, he's just such a great player. I don't know if I've ever scouted somebody as good as he is all around. And then we've got Kevin Carlisle, who's a fullback. His best ability, we'll just give him that, I guess. Doesn't matter too much. All right, so let's get through training results and see who takes the big jump. Do we get Christopher Vizina to take a big jump? I don't know. We get 3,000 XP. That's always nice. Love to see it. We also have fireworks going off. We get Elite Recruiter unlocked. Only 2 classes it took to get Elite Recruiter unlocked, but here we go. It's here. 90. My dude is a freak. Make sure you transfer Sammy Brown to whatever team you're going after or you're using because he develops. This is only year 3. He develops like a monster. There's absolutely no way he's not going to the NFL draft after this year. Peter Woods is a 94. Tyler Brown's a 91. TJ Parker's a 90. So he didn't develop as much as Sammy Brown did, but he still developed very well. At quarterback, Vizina's an 84. Harper and Montgomery are both 81s. 88 for Jarvis Green. 83 for David, who I have wanted to have play. So it looks like Mitch James is not going to be he's not going to be a guy for us this year. But that's okay. He's going to be waiting in the wings. We are very thin at wide receiver. I didn't realize how thin we were. No wonder we're going to need. Well, we have those freshmen coming in, but our veterans are about to leave. That's a little bit scary. There's Ronan Hannafin, who we changed last year. He's going to be a freak. I love that. This team is old. This team is very, very old, but very, very good. That is for sure. And we'll use our coach points. We do have CEO unlocked. We could try to help out with that, but we don't have enough points for that. We will, I can't. I was going to say we will go into recruiter, but we need 15 to unlock elite recruiter, so we might as well just save those points and then buy elite recruiter. Because why wouldn't you want to buy elite recruiter? That's what we've been going for this entire time that we've been rebuilding, or also trying to win a championship. So we've got ourselves 90 out of 85. So we got to cut 5 people. We're not going to cut any quarterbacks, I don't think. We're gonna probably have to cut a running back, and Carl, who we brought in last year, is probably gonna have to be that guy. So sorry, big dog. We promised you something, but then we lied to you. Wide receiver, we can't cut any wide receivers. Tight ends, probably got to cut at least 1 tight end, and it might have to be Josh Sapp, even though he is a senior. He's just super slow. So bye-bye. And then we got to cut 3 more guys. Probably nobody on the offensive line. Maybe a D tackle, maybe a little bit of Kona Span. I like Kona Span though. Max Cleveland. Ooh. But Kona, he's not very fast. He's not very strong. He's more agile than Max Cleveland. One of these guys has got to get cut, I think. And it might have to be Kona. No, it's going to be Max Cleveland. Sorry, Max. Sorry. We're also going to cut a defensive end, and that defensive end is probably going to be Jaheim Lawson, even though he's a senior. You're not very fast, and I like speed. Speed. Drew Woodaz has turned himself into a quality player. We're not going to cut any middle linebackers, no right outside linebackers. Got to cut at least 1 corner here. We have way too many corners. So we're going to cut somebody that's not very fast, and that looks to be Braden Strozier. Sorry, dude, you are gonzo. Off the program. Miles Oliver also probably should get cut, but we don't need to cut anybody else. Okay. So that is our transfers done. We can move to season number 3. Now that we're kind of establishing the program, I'm probably not going to bring you guys back in for any big recruiting updates. I think what we're going to be doing is just streamlining this to be every season. Do we win the championship? What happens? That's probably what we're going to be updating you guys with. So I'll see you guys when anything good like that happens, when we get to the ACC championship or something crazy like that. Okay, so we made it to the end of year 3 of the simulation. And I've been doing quite well in recruiting. Let's just wrap up the recruiting portion right now. So currently, our top class is number 6 in the country. We already unlocked elite recruiters, so getting in top 5 class is just like icing on the cake at this point. But I currently have 9 5 stars committed, along with 3 4 stars. So we are kind of killing it in terms of getting 5 star recruits to come to campus. And we're looking really, really good. We've got a lot of players that I like that are very, very good. Hopefully, their dev traits and their skill caps are good as well. We're also going after a few extra 4 stars. This is probably not the entirety of the class, but we'll have to wait until the off season for that. We make it to our third straight ACC championship game, and I think the second year in a row we take on NC State, or at least 2 out of 3. I don't remember exactly who we played in all of these, but I know we've played NC State at least once in the ACC championship. I think we probably played Miami one year, and then we played NC State the other 2 years. But we're taking them on. We're undefeated again. How did the starters play this season? 3,700 yards, 42 touchdowns to 12 interceptions for Christopher Vizina. It looks like maybe Cade Klubnik is just the guy who doesn't throw a lot of interceptions in the playbook because Vizina threw 12. I don't even think Klubnik in the 2 years he was here threw more than 5 in total. So he definitely made it look easy. But Vizina, he still had a great year. On the ground, we had Jarvis Green have 800 yards, 8 touchdowns. Through the air, we had TJ Moore with 1,000 yards. Antonio Williams got very close with 964. 20 touchdowns as well for TJ Moore is kind of crazy. All right. We had defensively Sammy Brown. He's totally going to the draft. He's a true 99. He is he's a stud. He's an unbelievable stud. It's going to be next to impossible to keep him around. Everybody else did pretty good. Tackle for loss leader was Stephylan Green. Sack leader was also Stephylan Green. Parker had 6.5. That's pretty decent. Peter Woods had 5.5. Interception leader was Sammy Brown, tied with Hampton and Ricardo Jones, all with 3. All right. We did pretty good. Very good season numbers. Very, very good season number. Who's in the Heisman watch? Who's in the... Oh, look at that. We got TJ Moore and Vizina leading the way. So it could be 2 out of 3 Heisman winners for us. That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. I don't think I'm going to add any more prospects to the board right now. I mean, it's all wide receivers, which I'm already bringing in. I've already recruited and committed a wide receiver, plus I'm going after 2 more, so I don't think we need to bring in any more wide receivers. I could change this around to a hard sell to hopefully get him to want to come to Clemson. But I'm already going after 3 receivers, so I know the receiver is a need, but I don't think these guys. I don't think these guys will not. I think they'll commit, basically. That's the goal. So I don't think we need to add any more guys. Although I got to find the right. There it is. And then we'll add that. All right, so we've changed to a hard sell on that, switching the points. And the reason why I want to get these guys is because they're both big body guys at 94 speed, 6'4". This guy's 6'5" with 96 speed. So these 2 guys are really, really important receivers that I want. We also have a 5-star Mitch Morton, who is also 6'6" with 91 speed, 97 jumping, 87 spec catch, 89 excel. His release is 85. His awareness is a little bit low, but that can develop as long as he's got no skill caps or good skill caps. So receivers looking pretty good for us. Other than that, we're going after a right tackle that we might not be able to get. I have to change to hard sell on him. Trayvon Wilcox, please commit to the Tigers. That's what I want. That's what I want. We'll give that 25. All right, perfect. So we should now have... Oh, we got this DeMarcus Drango, who I found late into the cycle. He's really good. He's similar to the Mitch James quarterback that we saw last year. Very, very similar. So if we change to a hard sell on him, and we can get, not that one, and then add 10 to that. We hopefully, since we don't have any more bye weeks, hopefully we'll be able to get those guys. But do I want to add any other prospects to this board that's not a receiver or a quarterback? Because we're not going to need another quarterback. A left tackle, I guess, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Another athlete wide receiver. A 4-star right tackle that I haven't seen yet, although he's almost committed to Wisconsin at this point. Another right tackle. He has got no offers. Maybe we go after him. There's another 4-star right tackle. There's a 4-star defensive end. There's a lot of quarterbacks. We don't need a quarterback. We already got a bunch. There's a right guard. All right, there's some guys down here that we might be able to grab. Certainly. So we can just toss a little scouting on these guys. He's a bust. He's also a JUCO junior. Never mind, big dog. I didn't realize you were a JUCO junior. I guess I should have paid more attention to that. That's my bad. Reed Rhodes is a freshman. We'll offer him a scholarship. Timmy Pascal. How good are you doing? You got no offers, and that's probably why, because you're not very good. He doesn't look great. I'm going to take him off the board. He could be better. Josh Norwell, it already looks better. So we'll take him instead. And then we got a couple 4-stars, or at least one 4-star. DeMarco Smythe looks okay. I've seen better, but a 4-star would add to the class. Chip McDuffie, Chip, not great, but nobody's offered him. And then Amani Abanaconda. My Abanaconda don't want none. All right, so we offer those guys all scholarships, and then we'll toss the requisite points onto them to get into the race. And that'll probably be all of what we do this week. We don't need to use all these points. We already have a pretty solid class, and I don't really want to bring in that many more players this year, even though we are going to be losing a lot to graduation and to the draft. All right, so we do that. We'll see if we can get in the race. I don't know. We might be too late on some of them. That's happened before. But let's move on to the playoffs, hopefully. If we can stay undefeated here, beat NC State, win our 3rd straight ACC championship, we will... Okay, so we got locked out on Smythe and Abanaconda, but we just got too late on them. We do get an upgrade, so that's awesome. And we get fireworks? Yes, we do. Fireworks, 3 straight AC. Why do I keep doing AFC? Too much Madden. 3 straight ACC championships. 11 total tackles for Sammy Brown in that game is kind of wild. But we will move on to a playoff berth, a bye week, and an undefeated season so far. We get Barry Null, so that's one of the receivers we get, and Braden Stingley as well, and DeMarcus Drongo, the quarterback. So the 3 guys that I was talking about, we actually do end up getting. Some of the guys that we added at the late stages, we don't end up getting. That's okay. We probably found those guys a little bit too late, or added them to the board a little bit too late. We do get back-to-back Coach of the Year, though. That's pretty awesome. Rattle off the awards. Here we go. Broyles Award. Give me all of them. Give me all of them. TJ Moore wins the Player of the Year. So that probably means he also gets the Heisman Trophy, and he does. 72 catches, 1,000 yards, and 20 touchdowns. It's a very solid season. Keep going, keep going. Stephylan Green gives me Best Defensive Player. Christopher Vizina gets Best Quarterback. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Ashton Hampton's Best DB. What else we got? Is that it? No, we got Sammy Brown. Of course, Sammy Brown's going to get Best Linebacker. That's what he does. I really hope we can somehow persuade him to come back. Lombardi goes to... Who was that? I forgot who that was. Whoever it was, he got the freaking award. And now we have... I mean, you don't get a quarterback award for being the best quarterback. You don't get All-American National First Team. Peter Woods, Sammy Brown, second team. We got TJ... Oh, it's TJ Parker. That's who I was thinking of. It's the Violent Green. Freshman, we don't get any. Oh, we do get any. It's Faiteli Chiu. Yes, that's how you pronounce it. ACC first team, TJ Moore, TJ Parker, Peter Woods, Stephylan Green, Sammy Brown. Ooh, okay. Avian Terrell. Made some noise in the ACC. We always do. It's more national that we don't really get the respect that we deserve. That's okay. Hopefully we win a championship and this is all over. That would be the goal. That would be the goal. But first, before that, in case we don't win a championship, we got to see what these next recruits are going to be coming in as. We've got Josh Boodle, who was the number 4 player in the entire class. He has star. Then we've got Dom Pugh, who is an athlete, agile offensive lineman with elite dev. That's big. Steve Gonzalez, who has 99 speed, by the way, I never told you guys that. He has 99 speed at 6'2", with 82 man coverage. He's a freak. He's one of the best corners I've ever found. He's got star. Tavesu, impact. Cisco has star. Elite for Quentin Brockmeyer. Oh, we're hitting on him today. David Ring has impact. Star for Godlewski. Normal for Mitch Morton. and Clarence East. Impact for Hester. Impact for Hunley. Normal for Null. Stingley has star. That's big. Demarcus Drango has star. And that is all the people that we have in our class right now. But we were hitting on some big names. Elite depth for a few players. That is pretty nice. Are we going to be able to get into the running for some of these guys? Josh Norwell, we might have to switch how we're recruiting this big dog, although we can't. Never mind. I was going to say we might have to switch to, what the heck? Oh, I don't have enough hours. Oh, I took the 50 off him and I don't have enough hours. Oh, I didn't realize I didn't. Oh, that's my bad. Well, we're going to lose out on him. That's my bad. I didn't realize I didn't have, or I couldn't change it. If it's going to let me take the points off, at least let me put them back on. All right, we passed the bye week. We have playoff time, and we're taking on the Gators, Florida, in the Orange Bowl. But we're the home team. Okay, very interesting. We have coach points to spend. Let's see. Is there any way I can keep Sammy Brown together? No, that's not the same. I think it's CEO, right? Okay, so we already have delay Sunday purchased. First round projected picks, projected players are less likely to leave for the NFL. So that's probably going to be Sammy Brown. Hopefully we can keep him around. I really want to. Let's see. We need linebacker to be added and then D-line to be able to be upgraded a little bit more. We've been getting some pretty good quarterbacks with not like the highest amount of recruiting hours into it or points into it. This is what the bracket looks like. Georgia, LSU, us versus Florida, Buckeyes in Arizona, and Washington versus the Cheaters. Very, very tough bracket. Can we move on to the second round? Well, the third round, really, but the second round for us. Give me some good XP. That's 6,000, baby. That's 6,000. Show me those fireworks and confetti. There it is. And we are Orange Bowl champions. So we're back in the semifinals. Who we taking on? Who we taking on? Stephylan Green won the player of the week. And so did Vizina with 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 287. And it's LSU, a legendary matchup in the Sugar Bowl. This one's going to be tough. This one is certainly going to be tough. Certainly. Buckeyes lose by a single point to Arizona, and the Cheaters cheated to win. So they're going on to the Rose Bowl. All right. Let's upgrade our coach points again. We can do recruiter even more because now we can get the quarterbacks and the running backs up to tier 3. So now we're very close to finishing out the recruiter tree or side of the tree. We have another game before the national title. It is LSU. This is not going to be easy, but they have 3 losses on the season, so they're not as good as they may perceive to be. And that's only 807,000 or 7 XP. That might be a loss. That might be a big L. Sammy Brown got player of the week. No confetti? No confetti, a loss. It'll be LSU and the Cheaters in the national championship game. We only made 1 national championship so far in these 3 years. That's kind of crazy. LSU takes home the title. So LSU is national champs. Congratulations to them. So I guess we go another year. Players leaving. Don't be Sammy Brown. No! He's projected to go into the draft. He's a first round pick. He's probably a top 5 pick. No. Don't leave me, Sammy. No, Sammy Brown's gone. He's going to the draft. God, he was so good. Earl Goldwire, who we recruited, wants to transfer for playing time, and he will leave. He was the number 1 player in the class in year number 1 of the. He was in our first recruiting class. He was the number 1 player, and he is gone now. Okay, have it your way. No quarterbacks transferring or leaving. Goldwire's gone. Wide receivers, we lose Tyler Brown, who won the Heisman this year. Cole Turner and Antonio Williams all leaving. That's a big hit to the wide receiver room. No wonder they wanted us to recruit wide receiver. Pat Henry leaves at tight end. Offensive line stays together except for Sadler leaves. He graduates. TJ Parker going in the second round, hopefully. Peter Woods leaves. He goes in the... he's going to go in the first round, hopefully. Oh, we're losing a lot of veterans. A lot of talented starters. This is sad. There goes Avian Terrell. He's gone as well. Khalil Barnes. A lot of super high overall players are gone. And what did that say? That say kicker leaving? Do I need to recruit a kicker? Kicker. No, it was punter. We need to get a punter. Okay. But our kicker's probably a junior or a senior, I would think. So we can't forget about punter. We're almost to max level. 50 is the max. All right. So the draft results. What do we got? We got Peter Woods, TJ Parker, and Sammy Brown all going first round in the draft, as they should. Tyler Brown goes 2, Terrell goes 3, and Williams goes 4. So a good chunk of Clemson players got taken this year, and all pretty high spots in the draft. But here comes the recruiting class. We've got 3 guys that we're battling for. Obviously, we're not going to be able to use the portal again. Is there anybody of note in the portal this year? There probably is, but I don't recognize any of these names. These guys are super young. Once they get more experienced in real life, I'll start to recognize them, but I don't recognize anybody right now. That's okay. We don't need them anyway. We're going for other players. We need punter. That's what we need. So, who's the best punter in the class? Is he already taken? The best punter in all of recruiting this year is this guy right here, Tavarius Sash. He's a 6'4" punter. This guy's 6'5". We might as well put a couple of these guys on the board. Might as well. We probably should get a kicker just in case. The best kicker is this dude, Jarius Abbott. Or well, no, he's not the best, but we're through it on his board, so we might as well take a look at him. And then what else do we need? I guess we could take a look at wide receivers again. I mean, I don't really want to, but this is portal, guys. Never mind. I don't really want to take a look at receiver, but we don't really have any other options, do we? We could look at Damian Cheeks, although he's pretty much ready to go to Georgia. Maybe we can get in that fight. I don't know. And then we've got Spencer Rhodes, who we are pretty much out on him, but we'll try. What do we got? All right, we got 1,500 hours. We've already scouted Damian Cheeks. I think I took him off the board because he was slow, right? What did I take him off the board for? No, never mind. I might have taken him off because we were just out of the race, but now we're back in it. So we'll see what we can do with him. And now we have 65 hours to play with. Or 65, yeah, 65 hours to play with. We can see what we can do with him. Spencer Rhodes I've never had on the board. And he's 88 speed, that's why. We are going to let him walk. How are these kickers and punters? How good are they? Oh, let's see. 77 speed for a kicker is not bad. His kick accuracy is 75. His kick power is 67. He's got no abilities. What about the punter? He's got deep range. His accurate and coffin corner. Kick power 73, 84 kick accuracy. Quan Lester. What do you got for me? 85 kick power, 73 accuracy. Maybe he's the kicker. Maybe he's the kicker. We'll offer him a scholarship. What about Sash? I forgot about Sash. Tavarius Sash. What do we got for you? Looks like he's going to have decent kick power. His accuracy is a little low. Ooh, 88 kick power, but 70 accuracy. Maybe he's the punter and Lester's the kicker. That might work a little bit. Does he have any abilities? He doesn't have any abilities. Neither does Lester, really. The only person with abilities was Roland Pepper. Abbott, I don't know how good he's going to be, actually. He's a gem, but I don't know. And Damian Cheeks we're going to go after. So I think I might take Roland Pepper off the board. We might take, even though he's a gem, we might take him off the board. And then we might just make these two guys, one of them a kicker, one of them a punter, I guess. That'll be how we do it. And we will put 50 on him and 50 on him, if I can get over there. And then we will try to go after the rest of these guys. Do that, do that. Probably get them scheduled on visits as well. Make that a case, do that, perfect. Exactly what we want to do. Ooh, we should actually probably just go straight to the hard sell for Trayvon Wilcox. So let's just go straight to the hard sell for him. And then do not that. And then do that one. Schedule him a visit for week number 2 for brand exposure. And we should be able to get him. Hopefully he's pretty good. We can also get a week 2 visit for Josh Norwell. Get that scheduled up. Chip McDuffie. Chip? We can go week 3 on Chip. Make him an offer he can't refuse. Can't schedule visits for these new guys just yet. Damian Cheeks, we can't. Oh, we already have a visit scheduled with him for week 2, I guess. Whatever. We already scheduled that. Forgot about that. So that is the recruiting for this first week. I don't think I'm going to go crazy else because that's already, 21 guys if all these guys commit. We don't really need that many more players in this class. So I think that might be all that we go for, depending on if that's actually who we get. We'll have to compete with some other teams. Hopefully we'll be able to get those guys, though. We do get Trayvon Wilcox. That's a big one. Big 4-star right tackle. Cheeks does not want to come here. We probably got in too late on that. Oh man, I shouldn't have let him off the board. We already had him scouted. I took him off the board though. He commits to Georgia. He commits to Georgia. But we get Trayvon Wilcox. We're looking good for Norwell, McDuffie. Texas State doesn't have an offer on him. We should be able to pass for them. I'm gonna go another week because we can't schedule visits just yet for those punters. So let's go another week and see what happens. Hopefully we get some more guys. If we pass Texas State, all we have to do is be in the lead. And it looks like we are in the lead for all three of those guys. That's nice. We are in the lead for all of them. Yeah, it looks like Texas State gave up. Everybody gave up. This one's going to be tough. I don't think we're going to be able to get Josh Norwell. I haven't sold him yet. I thought I already did that. Hard sell. We'll do that. Take these off. Switch it to 65. All right, that's my last hope. If we don't get him, if we don't pass Ole Miss, then we're not going to get him probably. McDuffie we're looking good on, and then both both the punters we're looking good on. So we should be able to get them. Nobody's even going after them. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that guy for Ole Miss. We are still second on his board for Norwell. He's the last 4-star we have a chance at. It's not looking good. What else can I do? I've already hard sold. I guess I could soft sell another combination. Would that even be a good idea? I could soft sell something that has 2 out of 3, maybe. Do we have 2 out of 3 on something? This one, for starter, has 2 out of 3. I guess I'll do that. Maybe that'll push us over the edge of Ole Miss. We've made up a lot of ground on them, which is nice. We should be able to get in for the rest of these guys. We'll see if we can get that 4-star. I don't know. Maybe the extra soft sell wasn't going to do anything. Chip McDuffie is on the team. I'm assuming we got both the punters. The big question is that extra 4-star right tackle. What happened with him? Did he commit to Ole Miss? No, it actually did work. We got Josh Norwell. I'll take that. We got both the punters, so we'll just change one of them to a kicker. Huge. Absolutely huge. We can take a look at what these guys have as terms of development traits. Impact for Wilcox. Star for Norwell, so it's huge that we got him. Normal for Chip McDuffie. Normal for both the punters. I was hoping maybe something crazy, but that's okay. And then we get the number 1 class in the country for the second year out of the 3. 9 5-stars, 8 4-stars, 3 3-stars for a total of 20 players in the entire class. That is good for number 1. But like I said, top 5 classes at this point are just icing on the cake because we already have the elite recruiter. If we go to, whoops, that's not the right thing. If we go to position changes, we've got Dom Pugh, who is an offensive lineman, I think. He's a blocking tight end. A 300-pound blocking tight end would be insane. That sounds kind of fun. How fast is he, though? He's got 82 speed, 82 excel. His agility's not great. His strength is obviously amazing. His break tackle's not good. He's not going to break a lot of tackles if he gets in open space. His jumping is an 80. Obviously, his blocking is pretty good because he's an offensive line recruit. His impact block is a 90. Although he's a defensive tackle, too. I mean, he looks like all of Australia. He looks amazing. This guy is a freak athlete. He can play tight end, D tackle, and his natural offensive line. I mean, what do I make him? Do I make him a D tackle? I kind of want to make him a tight end. I'm going to make him a blocking tight end. That's so cool. A 300-pound tight end. I'm here for it. We've got Melvin Hundley, who is not super fast. He's also a tight end. He's 6'3", 305. He's probably more of a D tackle or just a same offensive line like he had been. I'm just going to move him to offensive line. We'll keep him on the offensive line. Not everybody can be as good as Dom Pugh. Then we got Barry Null, who is recruited as a wide receiver, but they want him to be tight end. I don't hate that. Or a safety. Man, we got a lot of versatile guys in this recruiting class. He can be a linebacker or a tight end or a safety. He's 6'4", 205. That's probably a little bit too big for a safety. Tight end, it's a pretty small tight end. I like my tight end to be at least 6'5", 6'6". But a middle linebacker or outside linebacker isn't bad. I might make him a left outside linebacker. Barry Null. We'll see what he does. And then we've got one more. It is DeMarcus Drongo, who recruited as a quarterback, but he wants to be a running back or a wide receiver, is what he fits a little bit better. He's a 75 overall at quarterback. What's the quarterback position look like? We still got Vizina, who is a senior this year. We've got Taj Harper, who's probably next in line, or Frederick. One of these two guys is probably next in line. So maybe we do make that quarterback but we also have Mitch James, who is a quarterback as well. I forgot about that. And I wonder how good of a jump he's going to have. Does he have any skill caps? Mitch James, he's got decent skill caps. His elusiveness is not going to get much better. He could be a quarterback and be a stud quarterback once we figure out where to go with that. But I don't want to. We have a lot of running backs. I might just make him a quarterback. It might just be easier that way. He looks like he's a pretty good quarterback, and we don't really need tight end, I don't think, right? Yeah, we've got Dom Pugh now as a freshman. We've got Hannafin, although we've got some seniors. We've got Azuma and we got Games. So we're going to have, once these guys graduate, we're going to have 3 tight ends. Maybe we do make him a tight end. How big is he again? He's 6'5", 190. My God. My God. Wait, why can't I? Hold on. I can't click into him now. Oh, wrong thing. Wrong thing. 6'5", 190. It's a thin tight end. That's for sure. 6'5", 191. He'd be a 76 at tight end. He'd be a 76 at receiver, a 79 at running back, and a 75 at quarterback. And a 75 at running back, or fullback, I guess. But a 6'5" fullback's insane. He's either going to be a tight end or a quarterback, I think. He's either a 94 speed tight end is hilariously awesome. I think I'm going to make him a tight end for right now. Then we can change him in the future if we go that far. We have quarterbacks, so we don't really need a backup. So we have good wide receiver depth now. We have a lot of freshmen and a lot of red shirts. So, and they all have amazing speed. Look at the speed that I've recruited here. Nobody's under 90. That's ideal. That's the ideal situation. And the returning Heisman winner, or the Heisman winner, is returning. So we'll see how good of a move he makes. And already, where's he at? There he is. He's already one of the better tight ends in this room. We'll see what happens after the training results, but we got to make one of these guys a kicker. So this guy's got better accuracy, so we'll turn him into a kicker. Actually, we can't. Why can I not turn him into a kicker? I know we have our kicker, but I want to turn him into a kicker. Make position change. I can't turn him into anything. Why do you hate me? I can't. Okay, whatever. I guess we're not turning either of these guys into kickers this year. That's something I didn't expect, but whatever. We will move on past National Signing Day for year number 4. 3,600 XP is nice. Trading results. Show me some money. Show me some money. Stephylan Green up to a 92. Jarvis Green up to a 91. Mayo's a 91. Ooh, man, this dude's a really good player. What's his depth trait? He's got star, and he doesn't really have a lot of caps. He's got a couple. He looks like a good player. The rest of the team's looking pretty good. Look at Mitch James, already up to an 80. He's a freak. He is a freak. He would probably be the starting quarterback if we didn't have Vizina. He might be the starting quarterback next year. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Interesting to see the way that it goes. Hopefully we don't have to go that far because we win a national title. That's the goal. So we've got custom conferences, encourage transfers. We have 5 players to cut like we usually do. So I guess we'll cut... We should probably cut one of the running backs, right? Maybe a Sean Okoye. I remember recruiting that man, but I don't know if he fits what we're trying to do here. Although we have a very old... we should probably keep him. We have an old running back room right now. We can't cut any receivers. I'm not going to cut any tight ends, I don't think. Unless we cut Azuma. I don't really want to cut Azuma. It's probably going to be John Games if I cut anybody. Because we just added Durango and we just added Pugh. I'll come back to that. If we need to cut somebody extra, I'll probably cut a tight end. I'm not going to cut a center, but I might cut a guard. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh, this is tough. I don't really want to cut anybody. Oh my God, we have a lot of D tackles. Okay, so we got to cut some D tackles. And it's going to have to be some of these guys that we recruit. So Garnett is gone. Conispan, I thought about cutting you last year. Now you're getting cut this year. Colin Hurd is going to get cut. I mean, we just have too many D tackles. I didn't realize we had so many. We're going to be good. We don't need to recruit any D tackles now, I don't think. All right. We should probably even cut George Odigizua, but we'll keep him around because we need to cut some defensive ends. And it's probably going to be James Riggs. So bye-bye, James. One more guy needs to get cut. Who is that going to be? It's going to be probably Deacon Adams because he's got 87 speed and that doesn't play at corner. So bye-bye, Deacon. He's gone, and that gets us down to 85. Okay. We had a lot of D tackles there. I didn't realize that. So I'll have to keep that in mind to not recruit D tackle this year. But we will move to season 4. Like I did this year, we'll just get everything set up initially, and then we will simulate to the ACC championship. Hopefully, we're involved in it. Oh, look at that. We got the number 1 player involved or interested. He's a wide receiver, which we always are in on. Oh, but the number 1 quarterback doesn't want to come here. Shaq West. Like I said, we don't need D tackle, even though we are interested, or they are interested in us. We just don't need that this year. Running back, I mean, I can always look at one. There's an athlete scrambler. Corner's always a need. Middle linebacker. Ooh, wow. There's a lot of 5 stars that we could be in play for here. A lot of 5 stars. And I'm going after every single one. I mean, I got a good record of bringing in 5 stars, so I will try my best to actually do it. Let's see what we can do. This guy's a 6'5" scrambling type. That's huge. And not just because he's big. We'll bring in another outside linebacker, a tight end. Don't really need another tight end, but it doesn't hurt to bring in another one. Actually, you know what? We'll take him off, even though we're number 1 on his board. He's 6'4" vertical threat. He could be a freak. I'll take off this other. I was gonna add these other guys that were first on the board, but it doesn't matter. We'll add those 35 guys. I'll go through and do all this, and then I will see you guys at the ACC championship. Hopefully, with a good report of 5-star recruits committed, and basically, this should be the final year. I'm hoping. I'm hoping it's the final year. I don't know if it's going to be, but our roster is very good. We should be undefeated again this year unless something goes crazy. It's the final year of Azina. He's got good weapons around him. He's got a solid offensive line. Hopefully, we can actually move on to the national title game and win it. So I'll see you guys at the ACC championship. Once again, we are in the ACC championship, and once again, we are taking on NC State. This time, they're not as good as they have been in the past. I think last year they were ranked like number 9 or something like that. Something in the top 10. But certainly for the second year in a row, it is us versus NC State in the national or in the ACC championship. We are once again undefeated. We are pretty much on like cruise control at this point for winning games and for going undefeated. Oh, and I do want to show you before we talk about the recruits that we had a pretty good recruiting class. I found out this is the first time I've ever seen this. You can change the head coach's name once you're in the save file. So I went and changed it to Dabo Sweeney. I didn't even realize you could do that. All you had to do was go to edit coach and you could change his name. I thought that once you were in the save file with the player or with the coach, you couldn't change the name. It was just stuck with the generic name that they gave you. I knew you could probably change all this stuff, but I didn't think you could change the coach's name. So I went and changed it to that. I know this could be the final season. Maybe we have one more season after this. I don't know, but I just thought it'd be funny to have him actually be named Dabo Sweeney. So I just wanted to point that out. I didn't realize it. Maybe you guys did. I didn't know. So here is our recruiting class for season 4. We have 9 5-stars and 3 4-stars. At this point, it's very easy to get 5 stars because we have very, very good grades and we have very good recruit. Like the recruiting tree is very good. So it's pretty easy to get recruits. And we always win. So at least we don't win national championships, but we do win a lot of regular season games. So we have 9 5-stars committed to the team. We have a few 3-stars. We're going after some extra 4-stars right now, which we should hopefully be able to bring in if we win the ACC championship or if we go to the playoffs. But here we go. Another game against NC State in the ACC title game. Can we win another This would be our third straight. There we go. There's a 4-star, another 4-star, another quarterback, another 4-star. I mean, we're just racking up the 4-stars, and we're still first on those other 3 guys' boards as well. And there are the fireworks and the confetti. We have won another ACC championship. At this point, we're pretty much guaranteed to win the ACC championship. It's just the big one, the national championship, that we're not necessarily guaranteed to win. But I hope we get it done here. I really do. We are coming away with a very, very good recruiting class, by the way. Though we already had a bunch of 5-stars with like 9, and now we're getting even more 4-stars added to the board. That's 2 extra ones that we just got. So that's 5 in total. I mean, we're gonna have another #1 recruiting class. Dabo Swinney is the coach of the year. I like that it says that now. Tim McKinney gets the Broyles Award. We also are going to have other awards probably. Yep, there's Vizina winning another Player of the Year. We get Heisman. Yes, there it is. The Heisman Trophy. 9 interceptions for Vizina this year. That's down from the 12 that he had in year 3. But still, it's a lot. He gets the Unitas Golden Arm. He gets the best quarterback. He had a killer year. He's going to go first round most likely. Jarvis Green gets the best running back award. And that's it. I guess no defensive awards? Wow, that's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. I know we simulated the ACC championship game, so these stats are a little bit skewed, but here's the numbers. 4,000 yards, 43 touchdowns, 9 interceptions for Vizina. Very good numbers. We saw what Jarvis Green did. Receiving wise, Ty Madu, who is one of our recruits that we brought in, he has the lead. Not even the Heisman Trophy winner, TJ Moore. He got 600 yards. He kind of fell to the wayside a little bit as Bryant Wesco dominated, and then the new guy, Ty Madu, dominates. Pretty good numbers for him. Ashton Hampton leads it. Not what I would have expected to lead the team in tackles, but I'm here for it. Tackle for loss leader is Darian Mayo. No wonder we didn't have any defensive player or defensive awards. We didn't really do much defensively. We won the game offensively. Like we must have won a bunch of shootouts or something. I don't know, but few interceptions here and there. Not many great defensive numbers, but I'll take a W regardless. All-Americans, we do finally get some recognition. Christopher Vizina is national first team with Mayo and Green. And then second team, we get nobody. Freshman, we get Ty Madu. And we get Santiago Ricci and Dion Maggio. What about ACC? We get Vizina, Madu, Sewell, Mayo, and Green, along with Chiu and Hauser. And then second team is Jarvis Green, Ronan Hannafin, Pawecki, or Paulek, I don't know how to say his name, and Ricardo Jones. Freshman is Mitch James Mitch and Ty Madu. Then Santiago Ricci, Johnny Vigil, Johnny Vigil. He's the super fast guy, along with Steve Gonzalez, also very fast. And then Dion Maggio. So we get some representation this year. I'm finally getting recognition for our good seasons. It's about time. But let's take a look at how good our recruits are going to be this year. Elite Dev for Shaq West. He's going to be a freak. Hopefully those skill caps are next to none. Joseph Sahara has impact. Star for Deontay Baker. Impact for DJ Madison. Quarterback with 90 speed, 96 throw power, 96 excel. He's a freak as well. Star for Parker Gilliam. Josh West, middle linebacker with elite. Tyree Wentz has impact. Normal for Mike John. Willie Duggan has impact. Armand Banfield has normal. Normal for Lilito. I don't know. Normal for him. Kurt Peters has impact. Impact for McKillop. And then we have star for Nguanu. Hasselback has impact. Normal for Lindley. And impact for Atwood. So a few a few elites, a few stars, a lot of impact, and we should be able to add Kelvin Adai to the team as well once we simulate. But that's going to be 18 prospects added to this team with a lot of good dev traits. Hopefully we won't have to worry about them because we will have won a national championship and this video can be over. And there he has committed Kelvin Adai. Thank you very much. Why couldn't you just committed beforehand so I could see what your dev trait was going to be until actual signing day? And we will play against USF. Not the team I would have expected to play, but hey, we are 4 years deep. Anything can happen at this point. And we take them on in the Peach Bowl. This is what the bracket looks like. They beat Oklahoma, actually. So we will take on USF. It's going to be Georgia and Kansas State, Penn State and Fresno State, and Oregon versus the Cheaters. So that is what the bracket looks like. I'm excited. Do we need to hire any staff or anything? We shouldn't have to, right? I don't think any of our guys left. I guess they could have. Let's probably click the wrong thing, actually. Let's go to the hire staff. That's probably what I want. We actually have a opening at the offensive coordinator position. Is there any awesome offensive coordinators? I guess it doesn't matter as long as we win a national title. There's some spread offenses. There's some guys that are decent levels, but I think we should probably wait. We should probably wait. I heard that some people have said that week 3 of the bowl week is the best week to go, so I don't know. Let's see if we can pull off a victory against USF. They kind of did us a favor by beating Oklahoma. We get 6,000 points. That's always good. Thank you very much. That probably means we do get the fireworks and the confetti. Okay, we're finally back in the semifinals. I think for the first time since year 1 when we made it to the national championship. I hope we can get back there again. And it's taking on Georgia. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy to get back to the national championship, but taking on Georgia, we should be able to get the job done. Absolutely. This is going to be a tough bracket. This is certainly going to be a tough bracket. But if we're able to beat Georgia, then that should allow for us to get to the national championship and jump in and maybe do better than we did against Ole Miss and actually win the national championship this year and hopefully complete the God's NIL challenge. But this is not going to be easy whatsoever. Maybe I should jump in and do this. I'm going to risk it. Oh, please give me what I want. 6,000 XP victory. We've achieved victory. We were playing in the national championship again for the first time since year number 1. Thank God. Thank God we are playing in it. D. Creighton, the senior outside linebacker, is the player of the week defensively. And he's also national because there was only 2 games going, so it's not hard to get national. And Vizina, 397 and 5 touchdowns. Man, he simulates really well. He simulates really, really well. And we are taking on Penn State. I have history with Penn State on this channel. They beat me in the national championship game when I was Hawaii, when we were doing the Hawaii dynasty. So this could be my revenge. This could be my revenge game. But this is the national championship. It's year number 4. We made the title game in year 1, lost it to Ole Miss. Then we haven't been able to get back. We've made the playoffs every single year, but we have not been able to get back to the national title game until this year. Is this the time we can do it? Let's find out. We also have a chance at a perfect season if we win this national championship. If we would have won the title in year number 1, we wouldn't even have achieved the perfect season because we had like 3 losses or something like that in total. But we are whooping Penn State. It's 21-0 already. Oh my God, we are the team of destiny right now. It was 28-0 in the first half. This is like Ohio State, Oregon right now. 35-14. This is getting scary for Penn State. We are murdering them. Although they are fighting back, but we continue to do some things. And now I want to jump in. It's 57 seconds, 3rd and 3. Give me a little bit of buzz here. I want to see some of our boys, some of our dogs. We've got Vizina out there. We've got the guy I'm going to throw to with Madu, who gets the first down in the final timeout used by Penn State. 42-28. We will secure ourselves a national championship in year number 4 of the rebuild. We have completed the God's NIL rebuilding challenge with Dabo Sweeney. It's been fun, certainly. I actually have a successful rebuild now on the channel, which makes me happy. Makes me happy. Although it was a little bit easier because we started with Clemson, so I will give that. It only took 4 years, and we made the playoffs every single year, and we were undefeated for a lot of those years. But I'll take it. A national championship with Dabo. We get Clemson back on top of the national scene, and we didn't use any transfer portal players. And Christopher Vizina, man, make sure that you guys transfer Christopher Vizina to whatever program you are playing as because he is great. He ends up being a really, really great player. But we are national champions. I mean, we murdered Penn State. It was 28-0 in the first half. They were not on our same level. 13,000 XP. Obviously, we can't level up anymore. We are maxed out. But it is national champions Clemson once again. Thank you very much. Congratulations all around. And if we go to the coaching contracts, we have completed the perfect season. The first perfect season in Clemson history since 2018 when they won the national title with Trevor Lawrence. So the years that we started in 2024. We got better every single year, which is good progression. That's good positive progression. We started in 2024. We made the national championship with 12 wins. And then we lost to Ole Miss. The next year, we won the ACC, but we lost in the first round of the playoffs. Then we made the playoffs again in 2026 with 14. Well, we ended up with 14 wins. We won the Orange Bowl, lost in the second round, the semifinals. And now we get that progression back all the way to the national title game and win the national championship. So that is going to be our rebuild over. Although I will advance to signing day just to kind of confirm for the last time our class, even though our pro potential just went down, even though we won the national title and we're going to have a lot of guys go to the draft. I'm not sure why our pro potential went down. Stephon Green gets defensive player of the year, or defensive player of the week, I mean, because there's only one game planned. All right, let's advance to this signing day so that we can officially see how good our players are. Although we're going to have to go to players leaving first. So we're going to be losing Mayo to the draft and Emeka Bada, who I remember transferring, or remember recruiting. He's going to be transferring. That's okay. Mayo is also going to the draft. We lose out on those guys, but not a big deal. Vizina will go. He's not going to go to the draft, really? Maybe he'll get drafted, even though he's not going to projected to go. Jarvis Green's going to go to the draft. Wesco and TJ Moore not going to the draft. The fact that TJ Moore, who won a Heisman, is not going to get drafted is kind of insane. We lose Ronan Hannafin, who we turned from a wide receiver to a tight end and ended up being very good for us. We're going to lose a lot of offensive linemen. Only 2, I guess. I thought it was going to be more than that. Stephon Green's a first-round pick, hopefully. Mayo, we knew, was leaving. Drew Woodaz is gone. His brother already left a few years ago. Emeka Bada is getting transferred. Creighton, who had a really good season and has been a good player for us, he's going to graduate. Hampton, so we're going to lose a lot of talent at corner as well. And we lose our kicker to graduation, but that's why we brought in those 2 punters last year. But I guess it doesn't matter because those guys will never see the light of day. They will never see the light of day. We get even more XP upgraded. Draft results. What do we got? We got Mayo and Stephon Green going in the first round. We got Jarvis Green 3rd round, Sewell going 3rd round, and they did pick up Vizina. So even though he wasn't projected in the draft, he does end up getting drafted in the 5th round. Some team got a good steal on that. And then Ashton Hampton goes in the 6th round. So we do get to see a lot of our boys getting drafted. And since we are not going to be going any further, I'm not even going to do any offseason recruiting. We already have the class that we have, and we'll see where it ends up in the top classes in the country. I'm assuming it's still top 10 because we have 9 5-stars. Hopefully top 5, but we might not, depending on who makes any moves in this offseason period. All right, simulate all of recruiting, and then we'll take a look at National Signing Day and finish up the video. National Signing Day, here we go. The official rating for the class is number 1 in the nation, and that's without even doing any off-season recruiting. We had 9 5-stars and 9 4-stars for 18 in the class, and yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good class. We already know everybody here except for Kelvin Adai. He is Elite Dev. What a pull. He's a tight end, too. Elite Dev for Kelvin Adai. Talk about goated on the sticks. What a way to end the video. That's going to do it for the Dabo Swinney Clemson God's NIL Rebuilding Challenge. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.